If you're a Christian, where do your beliefs come from? If you're an atheist, where do your beliefs or lack of beliefs come from? If you're in paganism, witchcraft, if you're an agnostic, where do your beliefs come from? All of our beliefs come from the following places. Now, the reason why I'm going to talk about this, hold on, itching my nose. If you're a Christian, it helps you to understand how to witness to folks about Jesus Christ. If you understand where one's belief system comes from. So let's start. Everybody is born an atheist. You were born an atheist? You watching this as I'm going 70 miles an hour? I was born an atheist. We were all born atheists. We had no belief. We were an empty shell. A brain that was empty, needing to be filled with some type of belief. A heart that was void of belief. Now, as you start to grow up, 5 years old, 6 years old, 7, 8 years old, you have internal forces that cause you to believe a certain way, and you have external. Internal is, I believe, more spiritual, as you search out God. External are things like books, television, yes, even the internet. Things that you read, things that you hear. And then what you do is all this stuff goes into your mind, like a computer, and out pops your belief system. That's how most people think it happens. Well, I happen to believe, for Christians, it's a spiritual thing. See, a lot of people believe what they've read in a book. Liberals and atheists, for example, they believe what they've read in a book. They believe in a book, in the words of the book, written by godless, liberal, socialist educators. Every atheist believes in evolution. Evolution is being pushed into our school system by godless, liberal socialists that want to indoctrinate people and spread the idea of liberal socialism. If you go to Christian school, they're going to tell you the true way the earth was created was the actual way it was. God created it. So if you look at where our beliefs come from, guys, your parents either instilled them in you and you believe what your parents say to you. Look at these big giant tires. I'd love to have those on my motorcycle. You go to church, your church instilled these beliefs. However, when the chips fall, in the end result, when the smoke clears, you and I, yes, you and I, make our own decision, don't we? Nobody makes that decision for us. Everybody comes to this earth pink and wrinkled, and we all die pink and wrinkled as we grow older. Unless you're like Michael Jackson and you die at a young age. Well, where do these beliefs come from? I believe, and this is, I don't mean to offend anybody, but I believe if morality matters to you and goodness, you won't become an atheist. You won't stay an atheist, I should say. Because you're born an atheist. If morality and goodness matters to you, you will gravitate away from what you originally started with, which was atheism, and you will gravitate more towards morality and goodness, wanting to support things that are good and moral. Not based on man's standards. Now, another thing, too, is you will gravitate away from atheism. Look at that guy. The more humble you are. If you are arrogant, then what I have found is people tend to gravitate more towards a humanist religion, such as atheism, which is humanism, by the way. You will notice there is arrogance in atheism because it's humanism. It is the puffing up of the human psyche, so to speak. Everything is glorifying to the human. There is no glorifying to God. So, how does someone, for example, I was an atheist. I mean, we all were born an atheist, so it's like not a big shock that I was one. Get it? Not a big shock that I was one. But, so how do we gravitate from atheism to a belief in Jesus Christ, that He's the Son of God? Well, we can stop reading the books written by godless, liberal socialists that only want to indoctrinate us. Public school system and colleges, totally rife with socialism and liberalism. It is an attack on society. They being people that hate God, and they want this in our society, they're promoting it, they're pushing it through our educational system. But a Christian does not believe in the words in these godless, liberal, socialist textbooks. The Christians believe in the words written by holy men, inspired by God. You know, Timothy says that all Scripture is God-breathed. So we can rely on the Scripture. So what I would do is, if you guys are wanting to know the truth, well, let's look what Jesus said. He said He is the truth. He is the way. If you want to have life and have it more abundantly, He is the life, He said. This is one of the fastest freeways in California, so I'm going to have to get on it a bit here. So this is where our beliefs come from. We're all born as an atheist, but then those of us that are not lazy, we do our research, and I believe that you are a biased person and I am a biased person if we don't start off with the number one book in the world, the Bible. Most famous book in the world, and we don't start off with researching the most number one famous person in history, Jesus Christ. See, it begs the question for us to go ahead and research Jesus Christ. If you really want truth and you're an unbiased person, you must and you are required to research the person of Jesus Christ, because He's the number one most famous person in history. If someone does not research that person, then you know what? Look, I'm pointing at you. You're biased. You don't want to know the truth. Why wouldn't someone, seriously, why wouldn't someone research the most famous person in the world, in world history? No other person since the beginning of time has had such an impact on world history. Because they're biased. So, first thing I do when I'm talking to folks and they want to converse or debate or whatever, I go, have you researched Jesus Christ? And when they say no, I say, you're biased. And that person, you will not get through to them because they're not looking for the truth. They want to live their life a certain way, and they have a more humanist approach to life rather than wanting to gravitate towards goodness. You'll see people that are humanist, these religions that are more humanistic, they are arrogant and they gravitate more towards me, me, me.